The Netflix new docuseries American Nightmare is based on the traumatic kidnapping case of Denise Huskins and her boyfriend Aaron Quinn. The three-part docuseries from the filmmakers Felicity Morris and Bernadette Higgins combines interviews, interrogation footage, and audio recordings to chronicle how Huskins and Quinn's story became a harrowing example of what can happen when the justice system fails the victims of a crime. For Denise Huskins and boyfriend Aaron Quinn, March 2015 was a nightmare. So the story began when on March 23, 2015, Quinn, then 30, reported that a man in a wetsuit brandishing a taser had drugged him and then kidnapped Huskins. He said the kidnappers had demanded a $17,000 ransom, paid in two separate payments of $8,500, and had installed surveillance cameras in his house to track whether he had called law enforcement. 2 days later, Huskins, then 29, reappeared near her family home in Huntington Beach, over 400 miles away. She said she had been sexually assaulted. Local police were immediately suspicious of the couple's story, especially because Quinn had waited a day to report the kidnapping. But Quinn said, "To call 911 was the hardest decision in my life because the kidnappers had told me, 'You call the police. We kill her,' but I knew I had to do something because I can't trust people who would do this." He further mentioned that their case didn't require Sherlock Holmes, just basic police work. Vallejo police quickly compared the story to Gillian Flynn's novel, Gone Girl, in which a woman stages her disappearance in order to frame her husband. They publicly accused the couple of faking the kidnapping and sexual assault. On this occasion, Quinn said, "Those months in between were unsustainable and we weren't able to go back to work. Partly because of trauma, and partly because they wouldn't let us. Who wants to hire a hoaxer?" 3 months later, however, police arrested Matthew Mueller, a disbarred lawyer and former Marine, for the crime. Mueller had left his phone at the crime scene of a robbery, and it contained proof that he had kidnapped and assaulted Huskins. Miller was convicted on federal kidnapping charges and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. However, Mueller was found mentally incompetent to stand trial, leaving Huskins and Quinn with lingering questions about why they were targeted. It is said that Huskins and Quinn would go on to sue the city of Vallejo for defamation, claiming that instead of helping them find the kidnapper, Vallejo police instead destroyed their reputations through an outrageous, completely unprofessional, and wholly unfounded claim of disparagement. Quinn said, "Like many victims, or many people who have gone through tragedy, you don't get all the answers. And that can be a sticking point to recovery."